Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education, syndicated live on 89.1 KNSJ. And just so you know, a little disclaimer is not everything that we say here at the Nug Life Radio Show is necessarily the views of Envisage Radio, KNSJ Radio, or Dr. Kelly in particular. Some of the things I said, actually, he tells me to say, and he makes them or he's going to hurt me. I told him, Dr. Kelly, that's it.
Okay, well, I'll let go of my grip on you.
We are the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education. Here with Dr. Kelly, 30-year family physician, addiction counselor.
With Kung Fu Grip.
With
Kung Fu Grip, yes.
Yes. And the founder of the Human Solutions, Joe Grumbine, sitting in with us today, third chair.
With Ninja Grip.
With Ninja Grip. And I am your host, cannabis comedian, Medicinal Mike. I almost forgot my name there.
Personality.
And cannabis personality.
I'm trying to tag the voice of cannabis. How's that one?
Yeah, the voice of cannabis.
The voice
I
of
like
cannabis.
that.
Nobody's got
I've
that
heard
yet.
cannabis.
The
It
voice of
speaks
cannabis.
very softly. I don't think that's a saying.
Cannabis speaks for itself.
I'm the voice of blunts. 760-798-3127. If you'd like to call in and speak with myself, Joe, or Dr. Kelly, this is a place to do it, and this is a time to do it. You can stop calling me at home, and I'm trying to watch The Simpsons. I'd appreciate that.
Joe, I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Okay. I want to get more involved in Human Solutions. Or let's say there's someone out there who wants to get more involved in Human Solutions, wants to contribute to the organization. What do they do?
Well, let's start with you. I'm really happy to hear that, and I'm also happy to hear that anybody wants to get more involved, because that's what we need to do to end prohibition, and that's what we're here trying to do. It's real easy to get involved. We have a website that you can go on and sign up as a member. That's thsintl.org. You can get involved with your local chapter. We have chapters. We have over 42 chapters now across 30 states. And if you don't have one nearby, we can help you form one. There's a lot of ways to get involved that we can plug you in through our volunteer program, everything from showing up at court support, writing letters to prisoners, and you can get a lot more involved than that. We have probably 30, 40 different projects that we're actively working on.
What's wow, that's a good answer. No, but
any more questions?
Well, just tell us a bit about some of the projects that you're working on. That's at the top of the list. Right
Well,
now.
I'll tell you, our big project right now we're calling Project DeLisi. There's a man named Richard DeLisi who is serving 3 30-year sentences in a Florida prison right now for pot and nothing else. And we've been working with his family and some of his longtime friends.
How long has he been? Let's start with how long has he been in there?
He was locked up in 1989, so I think it's 27 years, something like that.
27 years. That's
a long
like
time, way
ET
too
and
long.
VHSs were barely coming out. He hasn't seen technology.
He's
That's
one of the
half your life.
longest serving pot prisoners today in America. And it turns out that when they sentenced him, they may have messed up. And
Whoops.
they sentenced him for a Class A felony in Florida. And in fact, what he committed was a Class B or C felony. So it turns out when they're calculating a sentence, they take all these things into consideration, the type of felony, your record, and all of these different things, and they issue a sentence. Well, it turns out that had they sentenced him the way they were supposed to, he might have already been out by now. So
Who's in charge of doing that, though? I mean, there's got to be somebody. Are they just sentencing people and then throwing them into a box pile?
The Grinch himself is in charge of all this stuff, and I'm not
Sits
kidding
atop a
you.
mountain.
It's all bad, yeah. This is politically motivated. It's financially motivated. The prison guards union. We could go on, multi segments about all this. It's a bad situation, and people are getting locked up. It never works in your favor. Let's just say that. But it just turns out that as a result of some support and some attorneys and some due diligence, a judge is going to review his sentence on November 7th in Florida. So the Human Solution has gotten involved. We've been working with Richard and his family for the last year or so, and we've gotten to know his family and friends. We found out about all this. We've been working for about the last week in developing this project. So what our goal is to get people from all over the country to write letters to this judge and say, hey, there was no victim in this crime. Number one. Number two, the tide's turning in America, even though it's not there yet. More and more people, it's heading there. At one point, cannabis is going to not be illegal anymore. And finally, he's already served 27 years. Come on, this has got to end. And
Yeah, there's people in for murder that don't serve that long.
people serve for less than 4 years sometimes for manslaughter and murder. And
So if
it's
you
ridiculous.
do get pulled over with pot, please make sure you kill every single person in the surrounding area. It's the only way you're going to get off with the crime, and then turn yourself in.
Mike,
I think the more people you kill, the shorter the sentence.
Mike, cool it.
I'm not going to advocate
Let's not
violence.
get carried
However,
away
I-
here, Mike.
Some of the
We're
views
not-
expressed by Nug Life Radio are not necessarily
Yes,
the views
we
of
are not
KNSJ and Mrs. Radio.
We are not advocating homicide.
No, we're not. But anyways,
1 second, real quick. Let's get this caller back. I'm sorry, I just did that whole thing. You were on your roll. I started pushing the button already. This poor caller's been waiting forever. I'm sure they have something
I'll bet he's got a bong here for
uniquely
us.
intelligent to add to this conversation. Hey, caller, what's your name and where are you calling from? Go ahead, caller. Come on, you made me. I just blocked Joe Grumbine for you. Whatever.
Okay, well, that was an
Sorry,
act.
Joe.
That was
all right. That's all right. I'm recovering.
That was an act of God that caller wasn't there, because Joe was just about to tell us how people can help get this guy out of jail.
Hey, we just got a caller in. Hey, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, this is President Clinton.
See, this is exactly what you needed, Joe. You were sitting
We
there
need
wondering.
a pardon, a presidential pardon.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Clinton.
Let's hear it.
Clinton, can we get a pardon for DeLisi, please?
Well, sure, I'll pardon anything, just about. But pardon me, but for interrupting your show. But I just wanted to tell you that Hillary and I have been talking. As you know, she is considering running in 2016. And we've been talking about the medical marijuana issue, and it's weighing heavy on her right now. I think she's going to go for it.
Right on.
I enjoy you guys' show. I hear you all the time.
We're all felons, Clinton. They don't let us vote. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, how's
Yeah,
Mike?
I've got George W. here. I'd like to say a word.
Oh, please put me through with Mr. George W. Bush, please.
Hey guys, I was just wondering if we might be successful here in Texas.
Mr. Bush, can you please wait? Are you your father or your son?
I'm W. I'm 43.
That 43 years old?
No, I'm president number 43.
No,
Well, which is the president of the?
we weren't asking for your IQ. We were asking
Not a
your
Republican, Mr. Kelly. Doctor
Is
Kelly.
this Jeb Bush? Because he's the only one who used to make fun of me like that until I ran for office.
Well, President, ex-president, future president, number 43. We appreciate you calling.
I appreciate it because nobody wants to listen to me.
Well, the important thing is I now know that you are the 43rd president, as do the thousands of listeners that are listening that did not know which president.
Well-
there's no point of this show. If there's anything I learned, it's that George W. Bush is our 43rd president in the United States.
Well, I look at it this way. I'd rather be 43 than number 2.
Well, thank you, Mr. Bush. We appreciate you. Does anybody in the room know who the second president was? Exactly. See, well, we know who's the 43rd president.
Was it Adams? It tells you, showing my ignorance. Was it?
I thought he was going to say showing my age.
No.
He was there.
Was it Adams or was it Jefferson?
And second, I know George. George was first. Lincoln was 16th, and now 43rd.
George was 43rd?
George. Yeah.
Who was second?
I love Google.
John Adams. John Adams. I'm right.
Yeah.
We just looked it up, and John Adams was the second president of the United States.
That's fantastic. You know what? We got another caller. 760. I told you, as soon as it hits, they started 2 minutes early, Joe. But as soon as we hit that 9:45, it gets fun in here.
Nice.
We will find out how to get DeLisi out of jail.
And
we
I've
will.
got a joke from the man himself.
Hey, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling us from? That's not weird at all. Are you ticking, sir? Okay. Well,
Without even a bomb.
sometimes they call and they just listen to themselves and then they freeze.
Okay, so I really want to hear what Joe has to say.
Oh, sure,
Sure
you do.
No, I'm just kidding. I think he does. I see how
Sorry.
this is going.
Joe, how do we get Mr. DeLisi out of jail?
Well, here's our plan. Our goal is to get as many people to come to the courthouse as can, get the media attention to it. We have what we call a cannabis, and it's a big. It's Stacy Tice has this converted school bus. It's all painted green, and it's all.
I've
full
seen
of,
this.
Yeah. Well, she's one of our board members of the Human Solution, and she's a national chapter coordinator, and she's on a mission. And we call this the Journey for Justice, and we've been touring around the country, going from place to place as need be. And she's coming down from Michigan. We're raising money right now so that we can have the gas funds to get that bus from Michigan to Florida. We're going to pick up people along the way.
It gets like what, 4 miles a gallon?
It gets about 7 to 10 miles to the gallon. Yeah.
It's like the Nug Life RV.
Yeah.
What if someone doesn't have a lot of time, they're working, and they simply want to donate some money to Human Solutions?
Well,
How would
it's
they go about that?
Funny you say that. We are a tax-exempt, federally recognized nonprofit organization, and so your donations are a tax donation, or a tax write-off.
Write-off?
Yep, exactly. So we have a website that has a donation button on it, and it's real super easy.
Push that button.
Just push
and
the button.
Feed in your numbers.
Yeah,
and
give us your number, and you'll get yourself a tax refund, and we'll take that money and put it to good use. Nobody in our organization makes a salary at this point, and so everything goes towards our programs. They go towards funding people getting to these court cases. They fund educational materials, and it funds oftentimes money just going on the prisoners' books and sending them cards for the holidays and whatnot.
Can I give you a check tonight?
You sure can.
Okay, you got it.
I love that.
write it out to the cash. That's what his friends call it.
The Human Solution International.
There it is.
Absolutely.
You got it.
And if there's anybody at home, make sure you get on there, thehumansolution.org.
Yep, THSINTL.org. That stands for the Human Solution
WTF, Joe. WTF.
Exactly.
So I'm still waiting for this joke, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we've been working with Richard DeLisi. Called into my podcast on Sunday morning, and he sort of blew us all away because every time an inmate calls, they're putting themselves at risk. You're not supposed to have third-party calls, and you could get hit with solitary confinement or worse. You can lose privileges in there. And he came on, and we were talking. He's just. What he said was the efforts of the Human Solution he carries around with him all day long. He says it just brightens his life. When you're facing 60 more years in prison and you're 65 years old, you're not in a good place. Anything that brings you that is good. Well, we were talking to his friend Johnny just today. We had a conference call about how to get this message out even better. And he told us this joke. So here's the joke. What kind of bagel can you fly in?
What kind of bagel can you fly in?
Yep.
Got me.
Okay, you're the one who's psychic. Let's hear it.
I don't think it works like that.
A plain bagel. Hey, there you go.
Jokes from prison.
Prison jokes. Gotta love them.
7-6, that's much better than rape. 760-798-3127, the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education. Hey, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling us from? Is it the same caller? It's the same.
Without the bong.
It's like a stalker. I can hear you almost. I enjoy it. 760-798-3127, higher level of education. If you're at serial killer night, so Halloween's coming. If you're a serial killer or a stalker, please call in and just make weird noises in the background. It's not weird at all. Nug Life Radio, what's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Tom Corby.
Tom
Corby.
Corby. You know, we were just talking about you, man.
Yes.
Are you-
Corby, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
You're on the air,
You
Tom.
won a new car. No, you didn't, Tom. We're just kidding.
Cooler than Elvis, this man.
All right.